All right, first off, I'd like to really say thanks to our senior football players. They did an extremely good job this season of kind of laying the foundation of what the future of this program can hold. Um, they all the things that they've done for this university, the coaches, uh, you know, even our entire team, they got to be commended on the effort and, like I say, laying the groundwork for what the future has to hold. Um, Wish we could have went out on a winning note, but just like I told the guys in there, they got to go through some tough times to kind of take those tough times and to have a testimony for later in life. And whenever you lose, there are life lessons. That's the great thing about football. You learn about life, you learn about yourself, and how to overcome attack adversity and all the things that come with losing. Because definitely none of the guys in this program are losers. But moving forward, we were looking forward to the off season. That's one thing we did not have coming into this start of the season. It was kind of got hired, went straight to football, tried to acquire guys out of the portal, and go play football. And just evidence kind of shows what we're capable of. If you just look at the Vanderbilt game, Texas State game, but you got to play consistent. And got to be able to hang our hat on something. And I'm a defensive-minded person, and defensively, we got to figure out ways to consistently stop the run moving forward. And we're going to take a deep breath, reassess, every aspect of our program. How can we improve, not only the coaching aspects, but things that we did well, things we didn't do well, bad decisions on our part as coaches, and just reassess and take a deeper dive into where this program is moving forward to. Of course, our gears are going to shift from this season into the next season, which is finishing out this recruiting class. The portal season is going to open here very shortly, and making sure that we acquire and keep the right guys is very important, and the utmost importance to me and this organization. And that's what my next focus will be over the next 30 days, is to assemble the best roster we can. And after that, we'll kind of get into off-season training, self-scouting what we've done well and what we didn't do well, and changes could occur. Those are things that I'm going to look at deeply. And like I've said before, no one's going to take this program more serious than myself. So everything that we do moving forward is going to be to put this team, this program, in a position to consistently be in the championship race and win championships. Fell drastically short of that, and like I've said previously, I'll never make excuses about the situation, but we all know that there were obstacles in how this happened. I mean, basically 90 days behind when you don't get hired in December, getting hired in February, and spring had started, and just a lot of things. Just looking back on just the totality of the season, and but proud of our team, proud of our guys, and I think everyone saw that these guys will compete. They love football. They love each other. So those were some great moments that we did have, despite coming out on the short end of the stick 9 times this year. And that's what football is about. It's about the brotherhood, developing friendships that's going to last a lifetime, guys being invited to weddings, and players building a bond where they're going to tell each other about their kids and how they played here. And that was the challenge too, is just telling those guys, being able to say I can come back home to a place, because with the portal window, there's a lot of kids that don't truly have a home, in my opinion. I mean, they're kind of hopping around, and the challenge is, can you stick with a program 2 to 3 years? And stick it out. And that's how you develop a home. That's how you develop pride. And it also makes you proud to be, alum of Georgia State University. So we're definitely going to be looking in the portal. I don't know what's going to happen with the portal, with our team or anybody else's team. So it's kind of a try to be in front of everything as we can as coaches, and then as an organization, then we got to respond accordingly, and assess, evaluate, and really take heed and try to take a deep dive into, the guys that are available and the people that want to be here. That's one thing I want guys that wants to be at Georgia State, that wants to win a championship under this leadership. I want guys that are totally committed to us, this process, and what those seniors did for our university, because I can guarantee next year the result of their hard work this past year, it will pay off moving forward into the future. With that, you can ask any questions.
What did you see with some of the struggles on getting off the field on third down and just stopping the run in general?
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't stop the run. The quarterback ran the ball, running backs ran the ball. So struggles, we just couldn't get off the field on third downs. I mean, they pretty much, ran the ball at will. You did get, 2 interceptions, but we also contributed to the turnover margin in the negative fashion, which, just can't do. Just didn't start the game well, didn't start fast, responded at times, but can't expect to win, turn the ball over that many times, allowing that many rush yards in a game. And, like I said, you got to go back and, really, really look at what we're doing in all phases, and, also, getting the right body types or personnel to kind of do things moving forward to be more successful, as long as they buy into the practice habits that's required every single day in the off season.
And then you did have a chance. It was 24-10, first and goal at the 1. You get that personal foul that moves you back. You have to settle for a field goal, and then Coastal was able to add on from there. It felt like if there was a moment maybe the game could have flipped, it was right there, and a mistake you can point to.
Yeah, Burris made a horrible call. They threw a double personal foul basically, and our guy didn't do anything. So that's been a cliche this season as well. But, always, tell our coaches we got to do more. We got to beat teams when we beat them, because the refs just haven't been on our side for whatever reason this season.
There was the one punt gave up another long return. Was it another case of the hang time issue and just not giving the return team enough or the coverage team enough time to get down there? Or?
No, they wouldn't have anything with that. It was a good ball location. It was kicked right where it was supposed to be. There was some holes on the play that didn't get called. But that's just part of our mishaps and things that we got to get better at in the off season, with speed and just getting the right guys and personnel and staying healthy, all the things that playing at a championship level, that you can't have any deficiencies in no phase of the game if you're expected to win a championship. So, like I said, we got to self-assess things that we're doing. Got to get the right guys here into the program. Got to add more speed and on offense and defense, and that's things that we're going to be able to address through high school recruiting and through the portal.
Was there an area or two where you felt you made the biggest strides this season?
Say that one more time, I didn't hear you.
Was there an area or two that you thought you made the biggest strides this season?
It was just very inconsistent. Like I said, we played well at times. We just never played complete games. I mean, even in the wins, we didn't play complete games, where some of them, both wins we had, well, you can say all 3 wins that we had, those games really shouldn't have been close. If we really execute and take care of the football and not give up, costly third down conversions. So, like I said, the biggest takeaway from this season is our kids that will be part of this team understands how we work, what's required, and it has to be a player-driven team. Got to have leadership in every position group, and the way you get more leadership is to bring back the necessary guys that understand that aspect, and also add guys that have those qualities and part of programs that are used to working hard and understanding what it takes to win.
How does that process start of evaluating, checking in on where guys sit, if they're going to go in the portal or not, and where does that start with you and your staff?
Yes, it started when we played game one. That process never stops. We evaluate every single roster that we play. We've also been evaluating rosters as we went through the season. So that process hasn't stopped. I feel like we're ahead of the curve, and now it's just kind of wait and see what happens, and make the necessary moves accordingly over the next 30 days.
As far as your roster, you and the coaches go and talk to each guy and ask them, or you wait for them to come and tell you if they're going to leave?
It's a two-way street. We're going to meet with every single person in our organization. Got a big team meeting on Monday, and I'll sit down with every senior, have a discussion with them, and kind of pick their brains on things that went well, things that didn't. Give me a perspective on coaches, nutrition, the program, fan support, just getting their opinion about what I can do or encourage our administration to do to make this place an even better place, to create the best college experience for guys that are coming here. And then we'll also meet with every guy on the team and kind of set the bar, because at the end of the day, I want guys that want to be here. The portal's going to be crazy, in my opinion, especially with the roster dropping down to 105. It's going to be a very competitive environment for us. What 105 players end up on roster spots. So the portal is not a sweet place to be if you're not, or if you hadn't played or contributed at a high level. Then the other fact is guys got to be real with themselves and really take a self-assessment of, if I go into the portal, why am I going? Is it because I want NIL money, or is it because I want an opportunity to play, or am I chasing a logo? So there's a lot of different factors that, each individual kid will, have to think about, but it's our job as coaches to educate those guys and show them examples of guys that, hey, there's guys that left here and their production went way down, and probably ruin the opportunity for them to have a chance to go to the next level. Because ultimately, a lot of these guys, they want to play in the NFL. Then some guys, it goes back to, where do you want your legacy to be known as? Where do you want to call home? Is it a move on or move to different school from year to year? And, where do you truly call home? You go here, you go there, you go there. And when it's time to come back for your senior reunion, do you feel like you're part of that school? I don't know. That's just something that college athletics have developed because of the transfer portal and NIL, and that's the part that kind of sucks, because it has taken away from that, where you got tremendous pride in the school you attended, and I get it. Kids have the right to move on, but that's not what the college experience was truly meant to be. So there's things that need to be fixed, in my opinion, with transfer portals, when they can leave, because our kids are really just given the opportunity to leave after a year and not really endure or go through adversity, or even maybe wait their turn to play and develop. So just a lot of different factors that needs to get addressed. And of course, I'm not the one that's going to make those rulings, so we got to play by the cards we're dealt, and we will.
Speaking of development, Kyle got a chance to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you seen through about him over the course of the season, into where we are now, but might just kind of
Yeah, he's been getting better week to week. He adds an element to the game because he can get out of trouble. He can create with his legs. He is a shorter quarterback at times, so it's hard for him to see certain things. But really proud of how he has matured and matriculated through this process. And it's hard to get three quarterbacks ready to play a game. So you have to kind of pick your battles there and set the standard on the competition, and which we did. And it was fair and square who were the top two guys based on their performance in scrimmages and summer workouts. So the thing I can say is I'm proud of. He never quit working. He got better understanding the offense and protections and coverages. That there's so much that goes into the quarterback position that the ordinary fan don't really understand or really realize. Because without that guy, that field general, and I think you can see that throughout every weekend in college football, that quarterback position don't play well, then it's tough for a team to have success unless you just got an outstanding defense or other phases that can kind of get over those miscues or decisions that are made by the quarterback or quarterback play in certain games. But that's one that's really, really hard to overcome in college football. And like I said, you see it all across the country. Quarterback is a very important position, and it makes everything kind of go or not go.
One of your strengths is recruiting. And I know the talk for college football a lot is about the transfer portal,
Mm-hmm.
but I know your roots is state of Georgia, all the high school coaches that you know and the connections. Like, how do you approach building the quarterback room for next season, and really just building a roster with the high school element too? All the different connections that you have.
Yeah. My connections go from coast to coast. So I've had a lot of calls, a lot of people that are interested. So, like I say, we're gonna get down to business here the next 30 days, and we're gonna grind away at creating, a championship roster, one that wants to work, wants to buy into what we're doing. And like I say, there'll be things that we got to look at as coaches on how to go about our everyday business and finding out, what we need to do to make ourselves better. That's one thing too. Just looking back, you can almost revert how college football is now, especially at our level, to almost like junior college, because you're going to have probably 40, 50 guys that are going to have to come in here every single year, and got to learn our offense, defense, and special teams in a short amount of time. So how do we better equip the guys that come into our program, knowing the turnover possibilities of and the reality of what's transpiring in college. So like I said, that's all me, but I've already been thinking about these things, and talking to other coaches and people, and and I will make those necessary adjustments on how we're going to attack things moving forward. But can't reiterate. I know the process and the guys understanding how to do things is important, and that's established. I feel really good about that, and I'm just really eager to get to this part of the season to see what we can make this roster moving forward. And after we do that, going through a complete off season and spring ball, and you got the second portal window that you still got to survive or acquire or delete, if you want to say. New college world for guys on our level. So it's going to be very interesting to see just the number of kids that enter the portal.
With one of the blessings in disguises what this season for me was like you getting a chance to see all the different teams in the Sun Belt, their facilities, the NIL, how they work with the actual backing that they have from the fan base. So I know it's big picture and small windows this game is ended, but how do you see that progressing moving forward for your vision, moving on to next year, knowing the resources needed to get what you want to get done in the championship?
Yeah, I think me coming into this situation, I tried to be involved in probably too many things, and I'm just gonna get down to things that I can truly control, and really dive into what's really important, and not try to do or emphasize every single aspect, because there's only so much time in a day. And but I can say this off season, just being out in Atlanta, really getting acquainted with our student body, uh, being part of the education process with our students, and some other activations that can be executed, um, because there's a lot of sports fans in the city of Atlanta. There's a lot of alums that have attended, Georgia State, whether it was their, I know a lot of them are post back and they got their graduate degrees from, but at the end of the day, we got to tap every single resource we can to create the type of environment that I want our football players to kind of embrace and have an opportunity to play in front of. I can't do it alone. It takes more than myself. Of course, you know that, and I think everyone in the room understands that part of it. And like I said, I'm just going to control what I can control and really be active in our immediate community here, and just really just be encouraged on the off season of just building the entire program.